Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for some more Cobx Masters Ahmedabad. This is where we're at right now. Unfortunately, only with one semi-finals today, since one of the teams have pulled out, which means Reckoning Esports get a free pass to the finals, and we only have Team Trash, as they're known as in the bracket. But Trash Talkers is a little bit of a different vibe here. It's a tag-in game versus Team D9.
Remaining.
A bunch of ancients here, as far as I could tell. Maybe one divine or two spread in, or sprinkled in, if you will. So should be a decent enough match, I'm hoping. My name is Dragon Drop. I'm joined by Potom. How are you doing, man?
Doing pretty good. Chuckling a little bit by the ancients with some divine sprinkle, and that sounds like a good donut to me. But yeah, I don't know. we haven't seen both any of these teams. A little bit sad after the first series, actually not getting played. But sometimes it's just not meant to be. We're gonna have another one tomorrow. So far, no picks yet in this draft. Team 9 going out with the Lycanthrope, with the Doom and the Skyrev ban. And on the side of Trash, do we call them Trash or Trash Talkers? Or TT?
Whatever you prefer. I think Trash would be funny.
We could call them an Aiden.
As well. A what?
We could call them an Aiden.
An Aiden? I get it.
Very funny.
You, so.
Yeah, that's above my usual standard.
Maybe an extra bit of sleep did you some good. The jokes aren't as terrible.
But yeah, they banned out the Night Stalker, Death Prophet, and the Omni Knights. I really like the Death Prophet ban. One of these boring heroes. I'm talking about boring heroes. Beastmaster comes out. Well, more boring to play than to watch, that is.
Yeah, so far this could be pretty much any draft in the current patch. Like Warlock, extremely powerful. Beastmaster, same story here, and wouldn't be too surprised to see that paired up with a Windrunner now.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Windrunner, Jakiro in there. What else could we? What would be that pick we would expect in the first phase? Probably Lena Leshrac up in there. Oh look, it's Jakiro. What a surprise!
Yeah, Leshrac would be up there. Lena is mostly 5th pick from what I've seen. Other ones like thought 5 positions are concerned. Witch Doctor would also come to mind.
Did fell out of favor though. Not that good anymore against heroes like the Warlock, where your ultimate instantly gets cancelled by him. So.
Oh yeah.
Witch Doctor, actually, he fell out in popularity by a mile, that is. But yeah, show me the Windrunner. Sun King would be up there as well.
Oh yeah. Well, like ideally something that can put pressure on your offlane. That's what it really comes down to. As we've been talking about in pretty much every single game here. If you've watched the past TI qualifiers, you can see that pattern as well. See these aggressive moves to the other side of the map, trying to put on pressure on the safe lane, make sure that they don't get farmed while your own survives. And just a little bit better. And then, of course, mid matchup being a little bit more skill based.
That's new.
More impactful on the back of that.
That's new, but I like it. That's a good anti-Beastmaster pick.
Oh yeah.
That's extremely defensive on the second pick. Together with the Warlock, this is a lot of sustain in lane. I feel like if you run Abaddon and Warlock in your offlane, that should be able to just like stay there forever, right?
It should, but I'm not sure if you even have to. Like you can pair up a bunch of other heroes with the Abba as well, and you'll be fine enough because Jakiro is absolutely useless against him. Because the moment he presses Breathe Dual Breath, Abaddon says, "Hey, I've got this neat little spell here called the Photic Shield." And I take literally no damage because I purge off that dot effect.
Yeah, but he kind of sounds like literally any hero. Just like, I don't take damage, no thank you. He just doesn't believe in the social construct of damage, dude.
Some heroes can still overpower him in the early levels. But
yeah, Monkey for example, but wisely banned out by D9. Wonder if they want to go towards the DK on the side of Trash, considering they did ban out the OD as a ban on the DP in the first phase.
Yeah.
And even heroes like Omni Knight who can get a little bit dangerous against them are banned. Would be, I think it's setting up for a DK mid. But
yeah,
you talked about that Leshrac Lena usually on the 5th pick. I tend to disagree because looking at China, for example, it's like always first or second pick, where you just go like first pick Leshrac instead of like the Warlock, and then go like Warlock on the third slot, for example, and then they just use him as the ultimate flex pick in the end.
Dire team
I
pick.
wasn't talking about Leshrac. I said Leshrac can be seen in the early. I was specifically talking about Lina.
Ah, okay. Well, I have seen Lina first pick as well, or just the duo draft from China. Leshrac, Lina, first and second pick. Good luck.
China's a little bit different for sure.
Looking at you, Super.
I haven't seen a lot of China games recently, so there's certainly still some differences between the
10
regions, which
seconds
is
remaining.
also a great thing about Dota.
We have seen it here in the
Five
Cobx Masters as well.
remaining.
Between the regions, that we had absolute different metas. I remember, like 5 days ago, or 2 regions ago, you could say, that we had like completely out of Twitter draft where we were absolutely clueless in the draft because it was just random heroes, and it worked out in the end for both teams.
Yeah. Dota is this more between heaven and earth, as far as Dota's concerned, that are dreamt of in our philosophies and in our metas. Even though, again, so far this is nothing that we haven't seen before.
Yeah, it's a little bit fancy, not too fancy.
Right, so the question now becomes, what do the trash talkers want to do next? Like, you're still looking for a core, another 4-position offlane
Radiant
support,
team
ideally.
pick.
Oh look,
For now,
it is a Dragon Knight. Huh? What a surprise. Yeah, that's no push for them. Like, they have 3 strong heroes. They checked all the boxes yet.
Yeah.
So what you want to do in like the first 3 picks of your draft, pretty much always is, you want to have at least 1 line you're comfortable on. You want to have 1 stun that pierces spell immunity. You want to have 1 additional stun as well as a slow. They pretty much check all the boxes in that. They have some sort of deep push chimed in with the Jakira as well. But right now I don't see them on the back foot. Like I just see them hitting towers as soon as they hit like level 4.
Yeah. Team D9, like there's already some good tools available themselves, but they still need to round out properly with some solid damage to follow up, as well as
Deep push.
Yeah, deep push and push. Like right now, you have a lot of sustain with the Abba and the Warlock, and also just this really good team fight if the Warlock has its ultimate available. Plus the Fatal Bonds, which are just freaking unbalanced almost, in my opinion. Extremely powerful in the right situations.
Yeah, and Fatal Bonds is strong, but I see all the pros always complaining about the Shadow Word more on lane because it has no drawback as a support ability. It's a heal, it's an aggressive nuke. You can never trade with Warlock. It seems like Windrun.
Yeah. Basically, it makes it so that you don't have to carry as much
Dire
region.
team pick.
Wow.
Yeah, this is perfect. I mean, when it comes to Fatal Bonds, I always like to go back to that because you get the most out of it if you have some solid AoE, and it's basically what Zeus is in a nutshell, just with the passive that he brings to the table, and of course, Arc Lightning, some nice little hefty nukes, the ultimate, everything like is
10 seconds remaining.
pretty good, especially against
Radiant
also tanky
team
heroes
pick.
like the Dragon Knight. Certainly enough to just basically just ignore the armor. But Clockwork, pretty good counter to it.
And Clockwork is fine. I don't see a Sun in particular on the sort of charge yet. Would like to see one in like the last phase, but wonder this looks like a position for Clockwork to me, so they're only missing out on their carry.
Yeah.
There's not many carries with Ascendants left, unless they want to go for a dry strat, but hey, at least there's a ranged on these teams,
5
so
seconds remaining.
I still get PTSD from. Well, let's pick Drow, and we only have melees. It felt like a pop game.
Oh god.
Come on,
Well, at least in
it's
this
just something
game-
you don't do.
At least in this game, you have the Dragon Knight, which is like when
And
it
Jakira.
matters. Jakira doesn't right click. Come on, man, you know that as well as I do.
But the attack range talent.
Anyway, the Dragon Knights. When it matters, he should have his dragon form when you want to fight, and then he can take advantage of the Drow aura. But I still don't think that's going to be a Drow game.
Bloodseeker Zeus.
It's yeah. Huh.
Interesting.
This is just adding more BS on top of the things, right?
Yeah. Ha, I get it.
I was hoping you would.
Very good. You're learning.
10 seconds remaining.
I wasn't aware of myself when I said it, only subconsciously, but yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
Zeus Bloodseeker, it's it's a very nasty combo for many different reasons.
Yeah, it was so disgusting that they actually nerfed it. So if your damage instance is over 2,000 units away while you're blood rage, the damage or the bonus from the blood rage actually gets halved.
Yeah, which is good. So
Okay.
you can't just instantly kill somebody across the map.
Yeah, it was stupid.
But it still is
Brilliant
very much
team
fully
battle.
effective if Zeus is sitting next to a team fight and just keeps pressing spells, which is exactly what they want to do. So it's going to be down to Trash Talkers to immediately close the gap. Either the Beastmaster running in with a Blink or Shadow Blade and drawing up the Zeus, or the Clockwork just finding these hooks.
What's their carry choice here? They need something that just goes to Bloodseeker or ignores the
10
the Rupture
seconds
completely.
remaining. 5 seconds.
Something with
Say
stable
Luna.
region. No, I don't see the Luna
that
here.
is-
Team pick.
I
Well,
saw it.
yeah,
And they banned it too. They like the good thing about Luna is you have a decent timing where the Bloodseeker really can't do much against you, because the moment Bloodseeker ruptures you and walks in, you just walk a little bit away from the creep path and you press your ultimate, and either you kill him or you at least chase him away. So trade ulti for ulti.
10 seconds
And
remaining.
then comes down to item timing. So if the Bloodseeker gets Blade Mail quickly
5
versus when the
seconds
Luna gets
remaining.
a BKB. But D9 don't want to give them that opportunity.
alright. Hear me out. I know you're not gonna like it,
Fire
but
team pick.
yeah, that was what I to say. So Spectre would be a choice for them. A little bit late game focus, but yeah, they're going full Fatal Bonds mode here.
Oh yeah.
Regarding that, I think looking at Trash Talkers, what about a Husker? Just makes super early pressure. It's really good against the Baron because you just keep harassing him in the lane. It can trade against the Warlock. It's pretty good
10
against the Zeus. You have to magic defense. You can go up against the Spectre going late.
5
And
seconds
Bloodseeker, well, if you get ruptured, you don't really care because you most of the time have enough heal and you don't care about the silence.
I can see that. Yeah. The only thing that would be dangerous for him is if they have 4 staffs, and Zeus will definitely want to build one at the very least, so you can like do the rupture into 4-staff play to push him over the edge.
I can't see that, but it's not that much damage on the Husker. I would really like Husker here.
It is pure damage, so
Oh,
like
now select your
Morphling
heroes.
instead. Huh.
okay, good enough. That's a good Bloodseeker counter. Look at me, I'm the Bloodseeker now. It is pretty
Is
good.
it though?
Morph is really good in against Bloodseeker. Not sure about the Spectre because Spectre tends to just run over him. Just by dealing more damage, just having consistent damage with the Radiance. But hey, you have really good morph targets here. Abaddon is one of them. Warlock is good to have as well. Your own Fatal Bonds, and
Yeah.
well, looking at your own Fatal Bonds, you have heroes like Dragon Knight and Jakiro that do a lot of damage in the fight.
You can just straight up turn into Zeus and be zappy yourself.
Yeah.
So if
Go zap yourself.
I'm not too convinced about his defense when he's like more or less left alone, or when he's caught out or something. But or even when he's falling behind too much. But offensively, if they have some space for him to work in the middle of these team fights, then yeah, I can certainly see that having quite the impact. Well, game number 1 of this best of 3 series. Warlock Spectre, one of the stronger lanes to say the least here in this day and age. You're not gonna win a lane with a Spectre, period. You expect that at this point. So what you do is you don't die. Oh, that shield was a little bit too early here.
30
Dual press still
seconds to
connected
go.
onto the Abba. There's a bit of a tussle up top, but a lot of damage already been done because of that lightning bolt. Now Warlock actually also sticking around for just a few moments up top. But he'll certainly needed this to make sure that the Spectre isn't zoned out. So all you need to do, stick around the lane, get what lessons you can, get the experience that you can. And then take advantage of the space the rest of your team creates going into the mid game to farm up the jungle, farm up whatever lanes you can, and then still find your items.
Yeah, we rarely see
This is a Spectre game plan.
Yeah, this is the Spectre sacrifice lane so far, at least until the Warlock TP's bottom. There it is. So he's gonna have mediocre farm, I would predict. Nothing too big, nothing too small. Ooh, mid lane is looking really good for Arthur though. Extremely good block against the Dragon Knight early on. We'll take a little bit of damage here, but he's gonna completely outlast us, this Dragon Knight, I assume. Shit.
He should be doing alright. Yeah, I mean, that's not the going way to offset that breathe fire. Damage reduction. Of course, the Blood Rage also helping out tremendously. Still needs one last hit on the tower, so feels bad, man.
Yeah, that happens when you pull away from the tower, you know.
But yeah, this should be farming lane to both heroes for a long while.
First by the bottom.
Yeah.
Morphling here. We rotated, by the way. Wow, that's just mean. You already win the lane and then you're like, you know, we're gonna put a Morphling against your Spectre as well.
Yeah. It is something that I did not expect. Like, they would have been doing just fine with the Beastmaster down here, but they've been thinking, hey, we can do even better. Putting this tri-lane here is that what it amounts to at this moment.
I think it's an excellent choice.
What they have. Yeah, it is.
It's a little bit more preferential for the Abaddon. He gets the better lane out of this, and if you're a little bit more selfish, you say like Spectre, oh, I'm so sorry for your lane, Spectre, but at least I'm farming now. Like the Spectre lane is hard no matter what, right? Like might as well just eat the tri versus tri lane scenario, and just give your Abaddon a little bit of space. Both Abaddon and Beastmaster will have farm.
Yeah. Oh. It's very odd, try and try. There's on one hand you have Jakiro, who is level 2 now, so
Yeah,
also
but
plenty of mangoes to work with. On the other hand you have a Zeus, who's basically automatic.
yeah.
Look at that, this Morphling too. Has the ability shift just clicked on.
Never good full agility.
6 health points, that's what he's at right now. But
Yeah, look at that harassment. 2 hits.
That 2.6 region though. It's so efficient.
What is this? Is this Neek's Assassin? It looks like a Neek's Assassin now, with that region.
Oh well. Relative region compared to health pools, always a nice concept to wrap your head around. But yeah. Well, they're still trying to get what
Even
they
the
can.
pool.
Secure plant from Spectre, but it's that they're taking things away from these other lanes.
Dire offlane pull, that should not happen. The support should be there just to contest this. It's really looking bad for them. I feel like this morph is like while they're up and even, he's still so at the advantage. Meanwhile, the other lanes are going fairly even. But Abaddon against Beastmaster will be pretty good. Both gonna get farm, and mid lane is DK against Bloodseeker.
Aqua coming in, but him showing bottom. Him showing mid bottom. They went on the Zeus, and now going for the Spectre with a waveform forward. Haunter, he needs to start moving with strength. Didn't do it in time, so he does actually get killed in return. Not exactly ideal.
Well, he got the kill on the Spectre. He effectively got a double kill, and they got the kill first as well. So yes, he died in the end, but I think it's fine. And yeah, Shakira is just like, I'm gonna go. No thanks.
We'll also have to consider what happens next, because kills early on, they don't really mean all that much. If it also means that you're missing out on losses afterwards, but both of them were able to TP back, so in that sense, yeah. There's no factors that turn things around a little bit for Spectre just yet. Despite that though, for now, he has been keeping up as well as you would expect. From the third last department anyway.
Yeah. I just see this Bloodseeker hitting level 6 and then constantly ganking the bottom lane. I think this is what they have to do. He's already ahead in levels by almost 2/4 of a level. He's doing pretty good. Like he has his boots up, he has a magic wand, he has some money saved up, so he's gonna have power treads. The moment you have the treads at 5-minute mark and you hit the level 6, that's really powerful timing. Talking about.
Tussle down bottom, waveform, Zeus dies first again as they secure the rune. Still fighting here, Nut finds the kill. This Warlock has to run away, pop himself a salve, Zeus.
Warlock?
The other way, and he'll still die here with another waveform and drag like.
questionable.
Only a couple of extra kills, and now just turning onto Takanris. This Zeus not really comfortable in this kind of position. He wants to be the aggressor, not the defender. Mid though. Can he do something here? Clockwork is there, but also the Warlock. Curious. Not really happening. Not really anything happening there. It's not bottom. Without the Warlock there, I mean, it's gonna get even worse.
Oh, did get a stick in the end, so at least the Spectre didn't die, but I don't know, this lane is an absolute disaster for them. It's not gonna get any better. Spectre, you have some early game farm, and this is just the end of the line. This is where you just have to dodge into the jungle, because the moment you go up to last, you just get harassed.
Mid. Got pretty low, but no way for them to nuke him down.
Yeah, and here's the Warlock behind.
The Invis rune.
Yeah, there's a sentry here. He's gonna walk through it, but no mana. They see him though. Ah, he did show up. Doesn't care though. Zeus here.
Takes some damage,
Oh,
but
nice
had to
buff.
play from him. Just not breaking in this, so still has a bit of protection left. Going out of the sentry range. So now he'll be fine. Also salving up, making sure the Bloodseeker can't just run him down on the back of his extra movement speed. So this mid lane still, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say even just because Bloodseeker is just pulling more and more ahead in terms of CS. But,
Yeah, Bloodseeker is pulling ahead. Bottom lane is not, it's not going good. Ooh, Ice Path Council on the TP on the Zeus. It's a freebie.
There we go. And another one. This is what I said couldn't happen. Like, you have to play way more defensively. You have to stand behind the Spectre or at the tower.
Yeah, this is just...
Yeah, this is not a place where you can stand.
Yeah, like, you pretty much... This is your box. You leave the box, you die.
Right, so that leaves us with the top lane we've been talking about in a while, because it's been more or less of a farming lane. Abba also doing quite well. So this is something that the Radiant can, or will have to try and fall back on. Both of these heroes in both mid and top doing well. And they'll have to buy the space for a Spectre. The question is, can you do that up against the Morphling who's getting what he wants?
I think the hero that can do that... I think the hero that comes close would be Alpha on the Bloodseeker. He has the shot at just making space, and like that's his job, right? That's why you pick a Bloodseeker. You want somebody that makes space on the map. He has a good amount of farm. Akilo will finish up for him soon. He has the power treads up and running, full magic wand. He's fine. Even if it gets a lot of damage by the Dragon Knight, so watch out here a little bit. But
then Takanris looking to help out Sam, but there was a path through the trees. That's one. It's gonna get some extra help now from Carl, but they find the roar on Zeus. DD rune still going. Very easy kill. Sam,
only one.
That's the ultimate bot. I don't know if you want to take this fight here now, Sam. You're gonna die.
Yeah, that also.
It's
Call
questionable.
it a mistake.
Down bottom though, Hunter. Okay, he's starting off strength. Maxed out now, so it's pretty damn fast. He still needs to try and retain some damage up against the Warlock, and he does do enough. Not TPing out in the end. There's nothing left to give.
Yeah, he's playing excellent on the Morph, and he's the difference if you take a look at the 2k lead they have. It's 2 to 11 kills, and that's all on the Morph. Like he has the advantage of everyone. The Zeus miserably failed, sitting on 600 net worth at this point. And it is only 9 minutes in, and he is effectively position 5, but still, you're not reaching any levels. He just hit level 4. He has brown boots, and that's it.
Yeah. It kind of comes back to them not keeping these dual lanes intact and instead of trying to go for these tri lanes with heroes that aren't really equipped for it. Also, these rotations towards mid here are giving an opening for Trash Hawkers to just get these quick kills. Like, they've been moving quite efficiently in that sense as well. Like, you see an opportunity to go with like one hero not being able to be there on the other tri lane, and just go for the kills.
Great, but And they're giving away so much control. They have Bloodseeker and they just lost 4 runes to without a reason. They could have at least like contested like on one of them. If they just moved the Bloodseeker really fast to bottom and said he's farming up in the jungle, this is not what he's supposed to do. Like, he should give the space to the Spectre and just make sure that he does something on the map.
So far, they're not doing that. Well, that's the thing. I mean, you still have a Spectre lineup. If the game goes late, you can certainly fight it, but getting there, that's the tough part. And if you give this much space to Morphling, he's the type of hero that can just take over a game entirely.
Yeah. It's not only the Morph. They have so much pushing power, they're gonna start pressuring the towers and actually going on Bloodseeker mid.
That's the Spectre, Rupture coming out onto Burning Legion. He still has to walk down this tower, and he's super tanky. He'll be absolutely fine with this. Silenced up, Clockwork, keeping in level 4s, no hookshot counter initiation. Just being there to be scary and say, hey, stay away from my dragon. And now speaking of the dragon, there's another stun of the Bloodseeker's Blood Rage up too, a couple of right clicks. Needs to find Lars to sustain himself, but he can only just still alive with the extra help from that Abba. But he still dies with damage over time, and now the extra dragon coming in, the follow-up stun onto the Zeus. They're all slowed down, but it doesn't matter. They're ranged. Their prey is not moving away from them until just now. Oh no, mistake after mistake. And now Spectre comes in. I don't think you really want to. Raw is still available, and Burning Legion on this Dragon Knight is... Oh god, that's also Morphling.
He is Morphling.
He wants to be part of the party and says, hey, I have some damage too, and, well, Warlock certainly felt that.
I like it when you say there's an extra dragon coming in. When Jakiro just runs into the fight.
Yeah.
And it's fun. Yeah, Rupture on the Morph. Guess what? He's literally just gonna TP to the top lane to farm and not move.
Good. It's not moving now, though. There we go.
6k gold lead. They already locked down 2 tires in the last 20 seconds. Now they're going for the 3rd one at top, which is for health, but that's gonna change soon, especially with an Arcane Rune on the Beastmaster and whatnot. There's a full medallion up on him. He's going for the Necrobook next. You have not a max liquid fire. He did get something with a dual breath, but yeah, Zeus ult, I guess. That was pretty much all his impact for the next 1.5 minutes. That is.
I'm just really feeling these lanes now.
Yeah, they haven't lost all lanes, but they were on a draw on 2 lanes. Lost one. Bloodseeker was doing good. Going on Morphling once more top, but hey, wave on, he's fine.
This is not the target that you can kill at this point. Like,
who can they kill?
can kill Jakiro, can kill Clockwork.
Even Jakiro is a hard killer, I would say.
They're going on DK and Morphling. The 2 heroes that you can't kill. The Spectre. Oh,
don't tell me he gets out of this one. Oh, sniped. Even with the medallion use.
Pretty good. Spectre, of course, can walk over these cogs with the Spectral Dagger.
Yeah. Cogs is basically not a spell you want to use against Spectre. Just restrict your own movement speed.
Yeah.
Only easy to bounce back.
Top tower is under attack.
It does force the Spectre to walk out, and you still get mana burn. So if he's slow enough already, it's gonna do it
again.
Situation. Okay, this time Haunter is still. They have nothing to actually cancel TP, Ice Path, just preventing the Warlock from committing that Golem, which he probably didn't really want in the first place. But yeah, they only get the hero. Haunter just TPs out. Way too much strength morph, and what have you really gained here?
Oh, well, you killed Jakiro, you made some pressure, you might get a T1 of this, so I think it is the right play, or you can justify it. I feel like they could have cancelled the TP on the Morphling with the Kurtic offering easily enough and get like maybe an extra kill. Would have been a huge kill to get. But on the other hand, it was Morphling strength, and he still had a good bunch of agility left.
So coming, Abba still his ultimate back, so Shreem wants to find another target ideally. Get them linked up. Don't want to hook shot in. Could have turned into something more, but at the very least they do keep the
Radiant's
tier
top
1
tower is under
alive.
attack.
Not for long though.
What themselves.
Jumps Dragon Knight here. 20 region per second. What do you even do against this? He has a gigantic health pool. You still have defensive heroes sitting behind him. They will never even get to the Morph. And Morph, if he wants to, he has the Linkage up and running in about 500 gold.
Dire's middle
Can't
tower
stop,
is
won't
under
stop.
attack.
Some extra damage over time here on this tier 2. Liquid Fires was the Dragon Form, and also Catapults with the Haunter in front here. Go for this
Is under attack.
hook shot off the mark, though, not Sam. Right up running in.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Out the Dragon Form ultimate, nice golem here. But no Fatal Monsters yet here before the Zeus ultimate. Doesn't actually have the amount of auto cooldown for it.
Radiant's top tower
So not as much damage as it could. They're still fighting Jakiro, but they'll lose. Yeah, they lose the Bloodseeker for it. We're done just yet. Sen continue to right click away. I feel nearly as strong here, but now with Haunter with a stun, but he just presses the ultimate. He really wants to get this kill on Beastmaster, and he does. A single, what's it called? Mistcoil. It gives his
Level
own
1
life for it in the
Mistcoil.
end, one would think. With the extra stun, a couple right clicks, no more ultimate.
That does favor them though. They got some good, really good pick-offs. Morphling didn't die, Dragon Knight didn't die, but the rest was absolutely worth it.
Yeah.
They committed everything, like, I guess the Zeus ult and the chaotic offering. But the turret took a little bit of damage, which is justifiable still. Most importantly, they got experience out of this, especially on the Abaddon. Like, he's now sitting level 12. He just got a big bump in terms of money, plus 800 for him in the fight alone. Meaning you can finish up this medallion on your own, and it's so crucial that you have that up against the Beastmaster because it helps you. It helps so much with all this physical damage coming out, even against the Morphling. He's going to the Solar Crest next. It's going to reduce so much damage on their end, and there really is no fast magic damage here. There's no E-Blade underway in the Morph just yet, and yeah, I think they still have a chance coming back into this game, but. These kind of fights, they so rely on Trash actually making a mistake when they approach those towers.
Yep. Out of gold.
Alright, did read yeah, there's one ping.
Yeah, the smoke, but they're still continuing. You have another hook shot to work with.
Wants to put some wards down in the jungle.
Yeah. This Abaddon, not the kind of hero that you want. Spectre though, a little more vulnerable. And also too far away. So that they just group up as 4. Also, might want to think about joining them soonish. If it turns into Bloodseeker. And in fact, they do it the other way around. Burning Legion has the blink into the stun, and he intercepts him with a hookshot in the back, making sure there's no support whatsoever.
Radiant's top tower.
There's a Bloodseeker morph coming in handy.
Just blood rages himself for more damage. Seems good.
That is actually a lot of damage from him. But could he even stop here? I think this is just when you run to TS3 and try to grab it. Oh, well, yeah, I guess the T2 mid. Just as good. Not as exciting, but
Yep.
should work. They still have lots of Dragon Form to work with.
It's still the
Should
right
be
idea.
25 seconds.
Yeah, it's still the right idea, right? You have to keep the pressure up. You have a very strong Morphling, very strong Dragon Knight. There's no reason not to leverage that at this point in the game if you know that you're up against the Spectre, who's still farming somewhat. Right? He's sitting 2.8k gold, only 1k away from that relic.
Radiant's middle tower is
And
under attack.
once that Radiance is online, the timer really starts. So we go from objective to objective.
Fairly slow roche, but
Tier 2, but yeah,
good check out.
definitely Medallion is fast enough for their purposes.
Scouted out, a little bit low on the Beastmaster. Bloodseeker not chiming in, but
Oh, Spectre! Actually coming in, they
almost.
want to fight this. Zipping back and forth, trying to create confusion here. Nice little parks for the Radiant side here. Perfect setup for the Golem. Burning Legion sitting inside the fire and Rupture. Everything dropped on him. So he will drop Haunter. He has some work to do if he wants to salvage this, but he's all alone. He has some more strength, TP out, nothing left to cancel it, so then it will be successful, but absolute disastrous team fight. The Trash Talkers.
Dire's
Yeah, the
top
entire
To be able to make that work, but these cogs really screwed them over.
yeah, they were so in panic when they have the Spectre.
Dire's structures are
When the Spectre ult came in, and then Rupture, like Dragon Knight was just sitting. he was sitting on the chaotic offering with the rupture on the half high ground, you could say. Just didn't move and didn't do anything. He did absolutely 0 damage to fight. Well, he did 161 according to the fight recap, but yeah, there was nothing they can do. And Clockwork really, I don't know, like Clockwork really won 1d9 the fight. 2,500 gold going their way.
Maybe right there's hope yet. Trash talkers. It's not unthrowable. I guess that's the best way to put it. They certainly still should have control of the game if they can leverage the right things. I mean, they still maintained hold on the Aegis. It's also quite important.
Catapult stop. I'm gonna get a T1 here. Oh no, no. Oh, why didn't you get to deny? Oh, that hurts. Efficiency.
That.
It was such a good deny. 2 catapults, it was on 10 HP, and nothing could stop them. Oh, he's going Shadowblade next. I'd actually prefer if he goes for more tanky items on the DK.
That's Zultul will confirm that DK is in fact alone. We'll hit TP for 25 seconds, but if he cancels Sam CP and you will. As bottom lane, well, there's also Zeus that he can fight. He can keep both of them busy for a while, and the rest of his team's working away at bottom, so certainly a reason to do so.
I think he just got his team around.
That's tier 3, isn't it?
It should be. There's Liquid Fire, you have a Morph. You have
now a lot of damage being done to the Beastmaster with the Rupture, but now the Ultra coming in. Sure, well, there's a lot of damage being spread out, but eventually he'll die.
He has the Aegis. They have a Magpie. This is a free T3.
That's what they came for. Again, paying a bit more than they maybe feel comfortable with. But they're still killing these objectives. They're still restricting the map control from the Spectre, who does have the Radiance now, though. The worst time in the world either, all things considered.
Yeah, T3, I mean, they did trade a lot of heroes for this, and this actually pulls the game back almost to equal level. But you still got a T3 on the map. That means you can take, you can get rid of these 2 shrines, which is highly important because you want to look down at Roche so the Spectre thing doesn't happen again the next time. It's, I think they're still in a really good position, and Morph, I believe that is his Ghost Scepter coming flying out. Yeah, so he has the entire E-Blade up in 1,000 gold. If he manages to wait or just use his stuff before the when the Blade Mail hits, so what you can do is on the Morph, you can destroy out the E-Blade or tank the damage from the Blade Mail with the E-Blade, throw the Adaptive Strike, and if you're far enough away and you wait from doing that, you dodge all the Blade Mail damage. So you can pretty much ignore it.
The next level play, is that what you're saying?
Pretty much. Should we just replace you with the chat lines? No. I can spam them all day, I got all of them, don't worry.
I'd like to think that I'm a little bit more flexible than the chat lines.
Sometimes.
I'll take it. Alright, so,
Haunter panicked about his own morphling.
I almost want to say that the Bloodseeker shouldn't even be the main target for morphing, it should be the Warlock before he gets the spells off.
Yeah.
Fatal Bonds was certainly a big part of that last defense, these 2 quick kills. And it'll be even worse now, like, because it's the second part of the Spectre Warlock duo that makes it so good. It's not just the laning pace. It's also now where you have Fatal Bonds on somebody and then the Radiant Spectre doing damage to everybody. It's shared a bunch of times essentially. Oh, there it is. Oh, shot catches 3 different people here into the Macropire! Into a couple more. Right click here, Zeus already bought back, and there's the Golem. Trying to turn this around. Burning Legion, not so tanky, still doing damage. Warlock is down. Arthur, though, he's going ham with everyone. Dropping so low, so fast. And Haunter, once again, wants to strength move TP out.
I don't want to flame, but how do you lose the fight without Kong?
Don't have BKBs.
There's a Radiant Spectre. That should not have happened. They had such... That was pretty much the best initiation they will ever get in this game. like Macropire into the entire into the cogs with the battery assault running, Morph just going over it,
Dire's middle tower.
but there was no damage to follow it up.
For the twins.
Alright, so Crash Talkers are smart. They'll fight again immediately though, once their ultimates are back
middle
up,
tower
because
is
there's
under
much
attack.
longer timings on the other side of the map. Golem, not gonna be there for about 2 minutes. Spectre Horn, also, yeah, Spectre ultimate, 80 seconds.
E-Blade is up for Morph as well.
They need to go again right now.
Yeah, immediately. Just don't even wait for it. You have everything you want. You have the Dragon Form up and running. You have a Macropie. You have a Roar. You have a Hookshot. Just run down the mid line, do it right again on the second attempt.
They're getting ready for it. Smoke on both Clockwork and Jakiro, using one of them.
There's a Blood
Start,
Seeker.
also pinging out bottom. Killing off the Spectre. Would be
That's the
helpful,
right move.
but
Dire
nice use
are
ultimate.
scanning.
They haven't pinged it yet. But they know just Abaddon in the front. He's going for the Aghanims on the Abaddon. That's usually not an item you see rushed, but he has a lot of farm.
Interesting solution to the Morphling, I think. Or anyone who gets Ward. I mean, you can always just push that off anyway, but...
Yeah.
Get Morphling comboed, shotgun to the face, you share some of the damage. That's enough to keep somebody alive.
Just getting into Rage Pit, but Rage will still take a little bit. We're gonna see the respawn in 40 seconds. Just they had a smoke attempt. They had all the time. You said, yeah, go fight right away against them. I agreed, but then they get half-hearted against the Spectre at bottom. Didn't work out. Now they spread up again, and the Golem is up in 10 seconds.
They wasted their timing. That's what it comes down to. So if they take a fight now, either they take it a little bit smarter, which means getting a pick off on not the Zeus, but the Warlock, who does not have buyback. Zeus bought back into the fight, is also part of why he had so much damage to throw out very quickly. But yeah, either they get a good pick off beforehand, or they just lose the fight.
I feel like split pushing would work for them as well. Chill. Who's not chilling out? Relax, you're doing fine.
And he dug it into the trees.
Ow. Missed that one. But I feel like Spectre's on the wrong team. You know?
What? Why?
Come on, name joke. Really?
No.
It wasn't that
I think
bad.
Spectre is trash. Spectre's not trash.
Just trash talking. But yeah, Spectre up and running. Manta style will come out. Already has the recipe in the inventory, meaning 150 gold. Some quick maths.
Radiant's
We have a Manta up and running, and
attack.
Manta is pretty important for him as well because he needs to get rid of that E-Blade. He can't afford to get caught, and they're gonna make it go into Beastmaster here. Cancelled. Oh, no Beast Troll.
Gonna do some damage
No.
and instantly kill the Zeus. And that TP out though, ill-advised. Extra 400 gold for Spectre too on these neck upgrades.
True. True enough. It's a setup at bottom, but there's pretty much nothing they can do without the Beastmaster. He had the Necrobook level 3. He has the Roar. He has the lockdown for the Spectre, but I know it feels like they're again wasting time. They took the Shrine out, but that's about it.
Yep.
Do we have a Silver Edge yet on the way? We do for the DK, but he's still 2,000 gold away from it. Checking net worth, like Spectre is slowly creeping up there. 1,000 more gold and we'll overtake the Bloodseeker, the Morphling.
That's what I was talking about. Once the Radiance comes online, the timer starts, much like an anti-mage Battle Fury. Spectre's farm is gonna skyrocket. And with that, the impact she has in the team fight. Now with the Manta style, it's not just defensive utility, but also more damage to work with. And next up is the heart. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense just to be super tanky. You're already level 20, so you get the plus 500 health. Once you're level 25, you have extra dispersion damage, which This is why I do like the decision to go for the Silver Edge on DK, because that's a solution to that. Just disable the passive altogether and try and burst the Spectre without killing your whole team. But he needs that. All he has the BKB, and BKB is also something that Moblin is going for. This is what they have to wait for now to be having a shot to take these 5-on-5 team fights, like they obviously want to.
Damage.
Spectre almost killing off the Clockwork solo.
Is under attack.
Damn. Still be an opportunity here if they have some TPs in. The Spectre is very much alone, and there it is. You can find the roll, and there it is. Couple extra right clicks, follow-up control from Burning Legion. That is a good kill, but you already see. Oh, Carl and Desmond dropping down to half health just on base on this verse.
Still feels really bad only to get roughly 600 gold out of this. Like, the Zeus gave more gold, or almost more gold, to the Morph than they got for a Spectre kill.
Yeah.
But hey, it's 2 pickoffs for pretty much nothing. Like, they wasted a roar, but by the time he reaches the high ground, it will put them into 20-second cooldown, meaning 1 wave and he has it, and they're going straight down the bottom lane.
Radiant are scanning.
They should.
Yeah.
Still some dragon form to work with. Has to blink take up in 4. I think he just blinks up the high ground, tries to make some light damage on the rocks.
I think they still get wiped the Spectre by his back,
Never mind.
unless they get the Warlock back the Invis.
Radiant structure.
Saving
Yeah.
him from the stun this in time, and
Unfortunate.
they don't want to use Buyback the Spectre, but okay, maybe they do. BKB from Alpha here, they're gonna try and drop the gold on, and there it is. The fatal bonds for damage is there regardless. Everyone just trying to TP on out of there. Saunter and Burning Legion still hanging around, and Burst. Well, right click.
No lightning bolt in sight, but
Oh,
they lost the melee racks.
yeah, got the Mid-Rex, Buyback and Spectre. This is still worth it. It's a war of attrition when it comes to buildings, and I'm not sure if that's still not sure if that's the right way to go, but they're doing it. That makes sense.
Yeah, but
Like the strat is successful. I just don't know whether it's the right strat to win on the game in the end.
I think it can work out if they just hold on. I think it's fine dropping down one set of racks, maybe even 2, with this kind of lineup, because you now have the Aegis at your disposal. It's a little bit of a compensation. There's still Cheese in the pit going for the Abaddon, makes him tanky. But they still have 4 towers to claim. Like, this part of the map is still completely under control, under the control of Trash. Morph, you're in trouble. You don't have a TP this time. Get Silence up, but yeah, already morphing. Nothing he can do. We're going full strength.
This guy still has only 1 death and 12 kills, so this is... Let's not forget about the morphing. That guy is still quite the beast. Just haven't really seen it because these fights aren't really about the quick pickoffs into a snowball into a win of the fight. It's just way too much resilience on the lineup there from D9.
Yeah, try and take it slow. Zeus already on the run back home. Let's see if we see some sick hookshot plays. No way. Oh, 4 staff. Wow. Ice Whip missed as well, and you no longer can cancel this.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Do it with flair.
An attempt was made.
It was a good attempt, but that was some lucky 4 staff by Zeus. Perfect timing.
Alright. This game's still going on. Trash talkers still have a mountain to climb. And the mountain that gets bigger and bigger the longer the game goes on, which is the real issue here.
So which Dragon Knight is at bottom? Not sure if they want to make a move here. There's only the Dragon Knight. Silhouette is running out.
I don't think you can kill Spectre with Abba sitting right next to her. Not a thing.
But that sounds like a good idea, right? I'm sure it will work.
I just said that it really doesn't here. This is much easier. Look at this. Easy.
What would you say? How did Zeus kill a Morphling? But then no, wait, that isn't. That's no Zeus.
It's always just a bit confusing.
Radiant are
An enemy spy. Easy D-ward. That's one fast-hitting Zeus.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
The shrine as well. Team Fight is still online though, so they cannot really feel too comfortable going high ground, especially not into an Aegis, into a Spectre who is pretty close to finishing hard as well. Maybe now is actually not the worst timing, just before that comes out, but I don't know. It's still gonna get out-sustained and out-damaged.
Yeah, I feel like if you're charged, you have one attempt at making this high ground work. You pretty much have to split push. One side can be taken by the who forced the BKB and the Bloodseeker. That's an overreaction.
Just a bit, yeah.
The 10-second one,
cooldown now.
9-second one as well.
Oh, Spectre alone down bottom, not again! Burning Legion sees that no one else is there. The rocket flare. Let's get it out. He's still hanging. There's the break. There's the stun. Follow-up damage here. Macropie not coming out. They don't want it to use it.
Hard
Well,
kill.
Spectre actually still staying alive for a while. Not for too much longer.
Round one.
The Aegis down. Meanwhile, mid, look at what's happening here. The golden big drop. Both of them bonded up. They get the tower, but now they have to get out. Well,
Oh, didn't BKB.
The silence here. Meanwhile, Spectre trying to survive here, and so far so good. Daggering across the tree line. Don't have enough control to kill him a second time, or do they? Burn Legion is there trying to finish it off, but he can't. Arthur is there with enough help at the right time.
Get the tower, get the
survives.
Spectre ones, but at what cost? And yeah, you were saying it. So far, so good. Bloodseeker coming in just from that mid-fight. Big mistake by the Morphling mid-fight. He did not use that BKB. If he just pressed that one button, he would have been absolutely fine. But
Also, don't. I mean, I guess the idea was for Trash Talkers that they're gonna rush to the aid of the Spectre, so you can get the tower and the stuff in the meantime.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It must have been the idea, because otherwise you'd say, hey, yeah, if they have the entire team there, they were Spectre down much quicker.
Has fallen.
Especially with the
yeah,
Morphling.
but I like the idea. I like the idea they're going for split. And
Is under attack.
well, Bloodseeker, BKB up. That's a kill on the clockwork, but I know they're gonna lose like they just lose out of their four out of tires. They just already lost 2. They are about to lose another one bottom at least slowly. Losing bottom not the best pitches here, but might even lose a high ground tire here because Morphling 10 seconds, sorting 1 buyback and to fortify. Good enough.
Flip's still available, still holding on to Macropire, so it's not as easy as May's team. This very moment. But this is probably the last time the Trash Talkers can afford to make a play like that. I think this is what this shows. Because death times are getting longer. Eventually, BKB will be forced out. Eventually, there'll be enough time for D9 to push across the map like they have done just now and just threaten more objectives.
Pistol Blade on the Bloodseeker up and running. That's the extra nice
hard
as well.
Spectre going for Skadi herself.
200 gold for Midas for Doom. It's just too easy to get rid of them.
Yeah. Like, it's fine if you have, like, the Alpha Wolf, some extra damage for push, or the Centaur, the follow-up stun, but if you don't get anything out of these creeps, you just use them as a throwaway vision tool, then yeah, it's not...
Yeah, might as well buy an Observer Ward.
Alright, Spectre, we've seen this dance before, and this time, not have, yeah.
No break.
Ages to bring her back. No break coming in just now, and sitting inside the Macropie, but not for too much longer. Yeah, it's the ultimate. Please do go to somebody, he can haunt her. But actually turns around and kills Jakiro. Roar on an illusion. This is just
Finally.
ridiculous. 4 heroes gank a Spectre, it takes him forever. And he still gets one of the kills.
Yeah,
The rest
there's a
of them stay
buyback. There's the
half
Haunter. 90 seconds of free pushing power.
Yeah. She doesn't buy back, just respawns naturally. She'll have haunt again when she respawns, but still an opportunity. Ideally, you want to force out that buyback again. Just give yourself a chance to do more next time you get that kind of an opportunity. But you had to use a lot to make that kill happen in the first place. So what else do you have left to actually push high ground with?
Well, if there's a push on the high ground, they see the Roshan is up. So they come out to go for that first. Beastmaster is going for the BKB next. What does the Morph has on side? Has the Skadi up.
Look at the Siege Creep just standing there, feeding 200 gold to Burning Legion. At least they know Roshan is going on. Trash Talkers, they know it's no Hornet. Instead, we'll have to deal with something else though. Arthur coming in is boost. There's a hookshot off the mark somehow. Just 3 different heroes here. They do see Sam, not the target that you can easily kill because of that ultimate, but they're gonna try anyways. The rest of them don't really feel like helping him out. It also means that he cannot possibly escape.
He might be dead.
Let's kill him twice over. This is what feels really bad. You're ABBA, you're like at no health points, your ultimate pops, and then the enemy just keeps right-clicking you, you're back to full health, and then back to 0 just a couple of seconds later. There's nothing else you can do. Well, he buys back. One's available, still the golem. There it is. Fujikiro.
Oh, just
Really
the Jakiro.
and they don't want to stop at that. Arthur, he's running, but can he rest it down with a raw follow-up? Yeah, that's a dead Bloodseek. He can buy back 2 if he wants to. It's a golem drop. Arthur, he needs some more from strength. Oh, well, maybe not. It's actually a better idea. Just dying. Getting rid of that fatal bond so don't kill your teammates. And now...
That's one fast Bloodseeker.
Life, but he's being bashed. BKB coming out. It's time to morph strength. There's plenty to go. Another waveform in a second. The Rupture, though, not making it easier. But you have to fight your Refresher into another... into another BKB, another waveform. But it's still trying to bring him down. Forced to fight, but he can't. Him and his Dragonite end up dropping to the sheer power of the Spectre.
Hey, BC, you can't run here.
Just runs you down and...
Or can he?
Oh, sorry, he's still standing. How much longer? What can he do? 20 seconds until the Raw. Buyback's still available on Morphling.
They need to buyback on the Morph ASAP.
Yeah.
That's American Empire. Yeah, they forced everybody back. There's no Haunt up and running for them. There's no Golem. So they're gonna hold once more, but stunting.
It's gonna be another kill, and that's will be a dieback on Abba. They can get him now. If they can get Bloodseeker again like last time, beginning of the fight, he also bought back for this. It's worth remembering. There's still
Anyone
opening
else?
right now for Trash Talkers, just like before. And this time, I think they're wising up and they realize it too.
Yeah, if they get any pick off here with the Haunt, now for the first time in this game, they're fighting while the ultimates are on cooldown, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Like Morph has no cooldowns. He's level 25. He has wave charges whenever, and that's a free kill. That's a series.
That's another buyback. The Raw comes out there onto the Bloodseeker. No follow-up damage though. They're focusing on the racks, but they need to focus on the heroes. But Spectre, it seems impossible. With the follow-up locked in, didn't get the morph off in time. All the chase, he's dead. Down for the count. It's the rest of them trying to get out. Desmond finds a TP back. I think defensive hookshot there from the Clockwork, but
is this game?
Also is dead, and this might be game. I was about to say before the fight started, either they win now or they lose. And guess what? They didn't win that fight.
What happened to the cheese? They're all tipping a Morphling.
Yeah.
We NA know.
They know. They know as well as we do. Like, he didn't get the morph off, he didn't get the cheese off, he was controlled up and bursted down. He does not have buyback, neither does the DK, and there's a Spectre who does. Enough money to go for a bit of trouble? No, not quite. But it doesn't matter, I don't think they can kill us. This game, they can finish it right now if they want to. They don't even have to bother with the racks.
Spectre takes literally 0 damage against this. 4,300 health. You have the heart to always regenerate. You have the blood rage to work with.
Yeah, big job here, Desmond. He's dead. Sooner or later. There we go. Carl. 1, 2. Rolled right outside the fountain. Double roll, but look at this. They have no damage whatsoever. Takes them forever and a day. Okay, I guess with the...
I get him. That's actually pretty huge, but there's still the raid boss to be killed. And, yeah, and the
Raid boss
associated...
and the 2 guardian golems. It's like the bodyguards of the raid boss.
The golems are almost as hard to kill as the Spectre is. They reach for 75 a second.
One good thing is that there's actually not a lot of tower damage, as it turns out. So we got the mid-racks for morph respawns.
Morph did respawn though. They have 90 seconds to work with. I think this is just the, you would say normally and run down the mid lane.
It still seems very desperate. Like a very desperate situation, but they do have one more shot. Which I did not expect them to get, to be quite honest. Like, D9 has spent a lot of time just hitting racks and running down heroes rather than just committing for one.
Alright, what a turn of events. You're on the timer. You mentioned it minute 20. Or minute 15 it is. You're on the timer against the Spectre. They had a disastrous laning phase on D9. But hey, it all works out I guess if you just have a Spectre.
Not again! It's the 3rd time they feed money in this Roche pit.
And again to the DK, that's 600 gold.
Okay. Plus
The Dominator is...
Somebody, like,
The Dominator is paying for himself almost just for the wrong team.
yeah.
And they knew they could be no Roche, so that's like just waste the gold.
Yeah. It's, just unnecessary. But yeah. Alright. Everyone's back alive. Spectre is the only one with buyback.
Yeah.
And funny enough, the only one who probably won't need it anyway.
Now Warlock will have it soon enough. 40 gold.
Okay.
That is something if he gets sniped off. That is just half the ultimate regardlessly.
Yeah, it's actually quite important. And if he bites back, I mean, he summons a golem then on death. He has his normal golem, or his 2 golems from the act. So
If
you can have 3 golems if you die and buy back, and then die again, you have 4 golems.
The tactical feed.
Yeah, that's what it is. And then there's fight breaking out. Spectre becomes every positioning here, just starting to run them down, take the fight to them, chasing them away. BKBs with TPs, there's Bash. Desmond goes down the roll and return, but does very, very little.
DK is low.
No Bash.
Not chasing this.
Yeah.
It's a haunt down for the count, but it's also a Beastmaster down for the count for 100 seconds.
Yeah. Nothing is stopping them right now from just bearing down this lane. Tier 2 is still standing, but not for too much longer. And 2 catapults to work with.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Turn this into a high ground
Bottom
push.
tower has fallen.
I don't see them losing this fight here. They just do whatever almost. And
I just see the Spectre doing this.
yeah,
Yeah, pretty much. Bye, DK.
Carlo's dead. That's a bit of a stun on Burn Legion on the half health. Nice little goal in the fatal bonds. This is what we keep seeing here with these heroes. The big combos,
Alright, Morph.
the quick instant deaths almost, and that'll be the end of it.
His bottom tower
Game number 1, going in the hands of D9.
is under
Not just yet. They're working on it.
That's it for Golem.
They still have a clockwork, right? They can do it.
No.
radiant.
Almost. He tried.
These teams, man, they never call GG, they just wait for the Ancient to be right-click down. It's crazy.
I prefer that, to be honest.